What's going on, good people out there in YouTube land? It is I, the Bad Wolf. What's going on? Hmm? Let's get going. This particular video is going to be about flat clacks. No, I'm just kidding. Um, how to find your state's non-resident tax exempt form. All right. Let's take a look first of all at what a non-resident is. How's everybody doing out there? All right. Before I pull up everything, um, I truly hope that everybody's doing good out there. The weather is finally breaking. We had a pretty mild winter, and I know a lot of people out there are struggling, but keep hope alive, guys. All right. Just don't give up. Keep breathing. I know it's hard to deal with your man or your woman, your family, stress, your job, whatever it is. They're making this experience as difficult as possible because it means then you guys won't have time to learn this kind of stuff. And it means you won't have time to breathe and just harmonize and just to, woosah and relax. Okay. So take time for yourself when you can. Do not give up. Go. I like to look at it like this. When you're at your lowest point, go one more day. Okay. Don't worry about 3 days from now. If that's where you are, just go one more day. And then when you get through that day, just tell yourself one more day. Okay. That's how you keep going. And never forget, you do not know. A lot of these people, a lot of these celebrities out here, your friends on Facebook with all these glamorous looking lives, everybody wants to put all the best stuff out there. I put it all out there, good, bad, and ugly, because that's what's real. But a lot of people out there are leading fake lives and they're making you think that they're really living those perfect lives, and they're really not. Most people are not living perfect lives, but they carry on the illusion, which then gets to certain people, having been there myself, and makes you think, man, my life really sucked. Blah, 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 blah. And now you're putting even more negative strain and stress on yourself. Don't do that. Enjoy what you got. Make the best out of it. Work, but keep working towards better. And if you're in a spot or position in your life where your mental health is not great, work on that or go and seek help. Okay. All right. Let's get back. I digress. Commence a festival. All right. So, in the Oxford's dictionary, says a non-resident is meaning not living in a particular place, especially a country or a place of work. Here's the breakdown. The word resident contains the word re, side, ent, resident, to reside and enter. So if you're a non-resident, you're saying that you're not this. You did not reside from something and enter in something new. In this case, they're referring to you residing from the private, operating under God's law, common law, the Constitution, and your rights, freedoms, and liberties so protected, and you're entering into the state's corporation as a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen and a taxpayer by your own declaration. Because you can decide and declare who and what you are, taxable or tax exempt, if you know how to do it the proper way. I've made other videos. So definitely if this is your first time seeing my video, you want to go and watch all the other videos. I have playlists, I have lives. Go and watch those before emailing me questions and whatever else, okay? So as always, all this information is entertainment. and informational purposes only. Please go to blacksite32.com for any questions, comments, free files, paid files, deductions, reductions, things to help you with your daily life, whether it's help pay rent. I made a video on that, how to find free services in your area. I made videos on that. Check me out, blacksite32.com. All right, so let's get back to our walkthrough, right? Okay, so if you are a non-resident, which they get you to become and what did they ask you years ago? What did they ask you before you got that bank account or that driver's license? They said you have to prove residency. They were asking you to reside and enter their jurisdiction. They told you to go home and get that piece of mail with your name and all capitalized on there from like a utility place. It couldn't be from your mom or your grandma or me. So when you did that, you were proving that you resided. You went from being a national, a state citizen, a private person to a public person. You did not have to do that. Now, I digress. You may have had to do that, but you did it because of your own choosing. So you chose it. So when people say, oh, it's fraud to pay taxes, it's fraud what they did to us. No, you didn't ask the right questions. You trusted your parents. You trusted the person over there. Well, then, okay, hey, trust me to hold $250,000 for you in cash. Because you know what? You've given them more than that by putting all your stuff in that resident's name, that state created trust name. So you just didn't realize you were giving them access to all your stuff. Your money would have been actually safer with me in all actuality. But that's for another video because remember that birth certificate from the state, it's a bond. And that bond has a CUSIP number on there, and they're trading that behind your back for millions of dollars typically. And so you giving me $250,000 cash is a whole lot better now, ain't it, than giving all the rest of the states and the corporations and corporations upon corporations and everything else out there who are making all that money off of you. Yeah. Here I am just asking for donations. Shameless donations on blacksite32.com. All right, let's get back to it. Zap. All right, so let's see. Let's go to Black's Law Dictionary. Non-resident from Black Law's Dictionary, second edition, one who is not a dweller within some jurisdiction in question, not an inhabitant of the state. Do you see this? And the word in is a M as a mother. So you can be a habitant in the private or an inhabitant in their state. You are not an inhabitant of the state of Florida, the state of California, state of Wisconsin, state of Illinois, state of Rhode Island, until you make them question and put you in their jurisdiction. Okay, let's back up. Not living in, there's that word again, a particular place. So once again, like I said in my other videos, we own the United States of America, which is the ground, the geographical, continental, real, pick up some dirt, America. American flag, no fringes. That's the ground. The corporate is the invisible overlay when you start to use their zip codes. All capitalized names that represent a dead, non-living entity, a legal person, which is separate and distinct from the living person, and the natural, that which has been created by man. In this particular case, they're stating, you know how to read and understand what they're saying, Let's get back over there. That you are not in the particular geographical, or actually in this case, they're saying if you're saying you're a non-resident, which is what you are in the private, non-resident means state citizen. Non-resident means foreign national. Non-resident means anybody not a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen, a legal person created by the state or the government. And you are not living in a particular place, which means you are not living in their corporation. Unless you choose to be. Then they ask you to do what? Prove residency, which we have the legal and lawful right to do. Then you said, and you by doing that, you then said, I will hold myself responsible. You guys, the state, police officers can hold me responsible for performing certain civil responsibilities. Down here, can a non-resident be a resident? In some cases, you are allowed to make elections. You can't allow yourself to be a non-resident who makes an election. This is what they did to us. We were non-residents, and they then said you can elect. That's why we call it a revocation of election for tax purposes with the W8BN, the W4V, W4 marked exempt, 8233, 1040 NR, to make an election, which overrides the green card test and the substantial presence test. This is a powerful word here, probably for another video. We've been doing this in the private. As follows, you can be both a non-resident and resident for U.S. tax purposes. In other words, you can be somebody foreign and here and make an election to pay taxes of your own free will and accord, the kindness of your heart. Okay, now let's look up California. So, state of California, non-resident tax form. So in California, if you are a state citizen, a national, and you want to be tax exempt, your form is 540 NR. Non-residents of California who need to file income taxes in the state need to file, this right here it says if who need to file. If you're tax exempt, you don't have to, but if you're in a position where you need to file for such taxable events like 401k or certain stocks and bonds and whatever else, which are their products, you have to pay on those. Well, you're supposed to pay on those, but there are some alternatives for the private we can talk about. You need to file income taxes. The state file that you need to use is a 540 NR. Now let's jump over to Wisconsin. Wisconsin, what are we, non-resident income tax form. All right, see why are they trying? Well, I guess I'm not really trying to hide it, but here you go. So in Wisconsin, it's the one NPR. There it is. Okay, maybe because I didn't have the non-resident together. Okay. So form 1 NPR is a non-resident form for that state. Okay. Let's jump over to New York. See now most of you guys are from New York. New York is all right. State of New York. Um, non-resident income tax form. So in New York, if you are a non-resident of New York who needs to file, okay, so what they're saying here is you don't need to file, but if you need to file because you've done a taxable event, you must file Form 203. Okay, let's do Florida. Florida. Now, some states may not have income tax. Okay, Florida may or may not. I don't think they do. Come on. Oh, this is North Carolina anyway. Okay, well, whatever. Once again, they use the key word in here, resides in North Carolina. That's the key trick word there. Because once again, the word reside means to reside. I'm in the private, I'm in North Carolina Republic, not in North Carolina, the corporation. I'm not residing unless I choose to. Okay. But it looks like their form is D-400. Okay. All right, let's back up. Okay, here it is. So like I said, sometimes they just don't make it real easy right up front, right? I love the AI. All hail the AI masters who will probably take us over in a couple of years. I said it first year. All right. Um, if you have income sourced from Florida, you'll need to file a non-resident tax form using Form F-1040NR with the Florida Department of Revenue. Okay. So let's look up 1040 NR. I mean, I already know what it is, but I'm just trying to show you guys. Okay, so for tax purposes, we can also be considered non-resident, U.S. non-resident alien. Okay, you were not engaged in trade or business in, the key word is in, the United States. Did you represent, did you represent a dead person who would have to file a 1040 NR? Did you represent an estate or trust that has to file? Then you would use a 1040 NR because you're operating as a non-resident and you are considered an alien to their jurisdiction. Waiting for it to load because my computer wants to be slow. Ah, there it is. Huzzah! Let us now return from the place from whence we came. All right. U.S. non-resident alien income tax. There's your form. If you're operating privately and you've done something that is considered taxable, this is the form that you would be using. All right. So, my good people, that's it. So, whatever state that you are in, you're going to want to search state of, enter your state here, Texas, or whatever state you're in. Non-resident IRS, or excuse me, non-resident state income tax form. There you go. That is how you do that. All right, that's it, guys. I will talk to you later. Enjoy yourselves. Remember, if you guys see anybody who's getting my materials or likenesses in any kind of negative way, please report them. Thank you in advance for bullying, slandering, defamation of character, etc., etc. Otherwise, take care of yourselves out there. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you guys or talk at you later.